The story of the Garden of Eden is one of the most profound and enduring narratives in human history. Found in the book of Genesis, it has captivated theologians, philosophers, and artists for centuries. But beyond its literal meaning, the Garden of Eden is filled with deep symbolism that speaks to the human condition, morality, and the nature of knowledge itself. In this video, we will explore the Garden of Eden as a symbolic landscape, the meaning of the tree of knowledge, the implications of the fall of man, and the lasting legacy of this ancient story. By the end, you may see this story in an entirely new light. The symbolic landscape. The Garden of Eden is often depicted as a paradise, a place of harmony where humans lived in a state of innocence. But what does this imagery really mean? The garden represents an ideal state of being, a place untouched by corruption or suffering. Throughout history, gardens have symbolized peace, fertility, and divine presence. In many cultures, they serve as metaphors for spiritual purity and inner enlightenment. Eden, in particular, is not just a physical place, but a representation of an untainted relationship between humanity and God. The rivers that flow through Eden, Pishon, Gihon, Tigris, and Euphrates, are often interpreted as symbols of life and divine sustenance. Water, in biblical tradition, is a source of purification and renewal, reinforcing the idea that Eden is a sacred space. The presence of animals in Eden also carries symbolic weight. They reflect a world in which nature and humanity coexist without fear or violence. This harmony is shattered after the fall, emphasizing the loss of a perfect existence. The tree of knowledge. At the heart of the Eden story is the tree of knowledge of good and evil. It stands as a powerful symbol of moral awakening, free will, and the limits of human understanding. Why would a tree bearing knowledge be forbidden? This question has puzzled scholars for generations. Some interpretations suggest that the tree represents the boundary between divine wisdom and human curiosity, between what is meant to be known and what is beyond human grasp. The act of eating the fruit signifies the transition from innocence to awareness. Before this moment, Adam and Eve live without self-consciousness, without shame, without the burden of ethical dilemmas. Their choice to eat is a moment of profound transformation. Some view the tree of knowledge as a metaphor for human progress, an essential step in mankind's development. In this interpretation, the fall is not just a punishment but a necessary evolution, a movement toward self-awareness and moral complexity. The fruit itself is often depicted as an apple, though the Bible never specifies its type. Some scholars suggest that this detail was introduced later through artistic traditions. Regardless, the fruit remains a powerful image of temptation and the consequences of desire. The fall of man. The moment Adam and Eve eat the fruit, everything changes. This event, known as the fall of man, is one of the most crucial turning points in biblical tradition. But what does it symbolize? The fall represents the loss of innocence and the beginning of human suffering. It is often seen as the moment when humanity gained moral responsibility, the ability to discern right from wrong, but also the burden of that knowledge. The serpent, who tempts Eve, is another significant symbol. In Christian tradition, it is often associated with Satan or deception. However, in other interpretations, the serpent represents transformation, knowledge, and even wisdom. After eating the fruit, Adam and Eve realize their nakedness. This is more than physical exposure. It is a metaphor for self-awareness and vulnerability. They are no longer protected by divine innocence, but must now navigate a world of moral complexity. God's response is significant. He does not destroy Adam and Eve, but instead exiles them. This exile reflects the human experience, our separation from perfection, our longing for paradise, and our struggle with mortality. The pain of labor and the hardship of survival become defining aspects of human existence. The consequences of the fall suggest that knowledge comes at a price, and that innocence, once lost, cannot be regained. The legacy of the garden. The story of Eden has shaped religious, philosophical, and cultural thought for thousands of years. Its themes of temptation, free will, and moral awakening continue to resonate across time and traditions. In Christian theology, the fall of man is the reason for humanity's need for salvation. It sets the stage for the coming of Christ, who is seen as the one who restores what was lost in Eden. Many have also interpreted the garden as a symbol of the human psyche. Carl Jung, for example, viewed it as a representation of the unconscious mind, with the fall marking the emergence of self-awareness. The theme of exile from paradise appears in countless myths and literary works. From John Milton's Paradise Lost to modern science fiction, the idea of a lost utopia continues to inspire storytelling and reflection. Some scholars argue that the Garden of Eden is not just a story about the past, but a metaphor for human progress. As we gain knowledge, we move away from simplicity, but also gain the power to shape our destiny. The longing to return to Eden is evident in our search for peace, wisdom, and fulfillment. Whether through spiritual practices, philosophical inquiry, or artistic expression, humanity continues to seek that lost paradise. Conclusion: the Garden of Eden is more than a biblical tale. It is a profound exploration of human nature, morality, and the pursuit of knowledge. Its symbols speak to universal truths, making it as relevant today as it was in ancient times. As we reflect on this story, we are reminded of the choices we face, the knowledge we seek, and the paradise we long for. Perhaps the real question is not whether Eden ever existed, but whether we can find it again within ourselves. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. God bless.